Friends, I welcome you all once again to my video tutorial. Now we have come to something very challenging. Not very challenging if you understand this thing from the very basic concept, it is very easy for you. But it is very important from the perspective of cat. Let us have a look at this question. I have assumed a number n. All the TGSs. Now, in the first case, this number n is divided by 8 and the respective remainder is 5. In the second case, this number n is divided by 9 and the respective remainder is 7. And in the third case, this number n is divided by 10 and the remainder is 5. So, obviously this is not LCM type 1 because in the type 1, all the remainders are same. Obviously here 5, here 7, here 5. So definitely all the remainders are not same. So only 2 are same and 1 is different. So it is not type 1. This is not LCM type 1. Next, if we look to the respective differences of divisors and remainder, this is the way of looking the LCM type 2 questions. I also told you the concept behind that. So what is the difference? 8 minus 5. That is 3 in this case. In second case, suppose this is a second and first. In second case, respective divisor is 9, remainder is 7. 9 minus 7, 2 is the difference. In this case, the respective divisor is 10, remainder is 5, difference is 5. So 3, 2, 5 not equals to each other. That means the respective difference of divisor and remainder is not same. So it is not LCM type 2. So definitely we have come to a third type of question, that is LCM type 3. Now in this question, the point is generalizing the equation, that is supposing these equations are A, B, C, that is the divisors, and supposing them are P, Q and R, that is the remainders. I am not going to do that in this manner because then it will become a very hectic sort of formula. So this concept LCM type 3 I am going to explain you through this problem only because it is very beneficial to explain, to understand this concept through this problem. There are two ways of solving it. I would like to discuss the easy way in front of you. This is 5. Now, how can we write this number n? N is divided by 8. We got 5. I can write it as 8k1 plus 5. How can we write this number as? N divided by 7. Sorry, n divided by 9, remainder 7. 9k2 plus 7. So first of all, we are looking at these two numbers. Have a look at these two numbers. I am not going at this third number. I am not going at this third number. First number, second number, not going at third number. So, first number 8k1 plus 5, second number 9k2 plus 7. Now, either is a way that I am going to equate these two equations and then solve them, but some people find this method a bit difficult. So what I am going to say, this is 9k2 plus 7. So I am writing it as 9k2 plus 7. This is the number n. This I have assumed here. Now if we divide this 9k2 plus 7 number by 8, what will be the remainder? The remainder is 5. This has been the situation here. I assume this number n is 9k2 plus 7. That means if n is divided by 9, the quotient is k2, remainder is 7. So we can write n as 9 into k2 plus 7. This I have written here. And it has been also told that when this number n is divided by 9, we get the remainder as 7. So the number is of the form of 9k2 plus 7. So the same number is here also. We assume this number is 9k2 plus 7. And when we are dividing this number 9k2 plus 7 by 8, what is the remainder? 5 is the remainder. And what is the remainder here? 7 is the remainder. So the point here comes out something like this, that if I am dividing this 9k2 plus 7 by 8, what I am going to get here? The remainder will be 5. This 9k2 plus 7 I got from here, this form, and y divided by 8, because if this n is same. So when I will divide this n by 8, I will get the remainder as 5. So what this means that nk plus 7 quantities, that is when I am trying to divide these nk2 plus 7 quantities into groups of 8, I get 5 quantities extra. So in order to compensate these 5 quantities, I am going to reduce these 5 quantities from 9k2 plus 7. This is the concept which I have been telling in the last 2 lectures of mine. I hope by now it is very much clear to you that if I am going to divide these 9k2 plus 7 quantities into groups of 8, I am going to remainder 5. That means I am not able to arrange these 5 quantities into groups of 8. So these 5 are extra. So in order to make this quantity a bit divisible by 8, we are going to reduce the extra quantities from this quantity. So I am going to reduce 5 from 9k2 plus 7. So what I will get? I will get something like this. 9k2 plus 7 minus 5. And this number will be divisible by 8. Add it down. This number will be divisible by 8. What it will become? 9k2 plus 2. This I got from here. 9k2 plus 7 divided by 8, remainder is 5. I am going to remove this remainder from the main number. What will I get? I will get 9k2 plus 2. So 9k2 plus 2 is divisible by 8. What is k1, k2 and k3? These are constants because these are the quotients which we obtained. Now I don't know the value of the quotient, this quotient k2. So in order to calculate it, I have to assume this quotient. This is the point. So here I am writing that. Suppose k2 is equals to 1. Point is that I have found out that 9k2 plus 2 is divisible by 8. This 9k2 plus 2. 9k2 plus 7 when divided by 8 leaves a remainder of 5. If we will compensate this remainder, what will remain? 9k2 plus 2. This 9k2 plus 2 has to be divisible by 8. So we are going to find out the least value of this 9k2 plus 2 which is divisible by 8. So when I put k2 is equals to 1, how much I will get? I will get 11. When I put k2 is equals to 2, how much will I get? I will get 20. Is these 11 and 20 divisible by 8? No. I have to reach to a number which is divisible by 8. When I put this k3 is equals to 3, sorry, k2 is equals to 3, how much will I get? I will get 29. When I just put this k2 equals to 4, how much will I get? 9 into 4, 36, plus 2, 38. Not divisible by 8. When I put this k2 equals to 5, how much I will get? 9 into 5, 45, plus 2, 47. Not divisible by 8. When I put this k2 is equals to 6, how much I will get? 9 into 6, that is 54. And 54 plus 2 is 56. And this 56 is divisible by 8. This is the whole point here. This 56 is divisible by 8. So, the very first number of the form of nk2 plus 2, which is divisible by 8, comes out as 56. Very first number. So this means that nk plus 2 is equals to 56. Then how much will be nk2 plus 7 be equal to? It will be equals to 61. Obviously, we have to find. We knew that nk2 plus 2 is divisible by 8. This was the thing that we knew. And in order to find out what is the least possible value of nk2 plus 2 which is divisible by 8 form, is we substituted the value of k2 from 1, started from 1, and at the k2 is equals to 6, we got the value of 9, k2 plus 2 is equals to 56. And 56 is divisible by 8. So the very first value of the form of 9k2 plus 2 we got, which is divisible by 8, is 56. So 9k2 plus 7 will be equals to 9k2 plus 2 plus 5. That is 56 plus 5, that is 61. So the very first value we got at 61. Now this is, what is this? This is n. This number. So this is also n. Now let us look at these conditions. The point is, please remember, I have not still taken this condition into our preference. I have not considered this condition third condition. So I am looking only at these two conditions at this point of time. So I am only solving these questions from the first two conditions perspective. The third condition I will add after taking out a combined form of these two conditions. First I am going to find out a combined cumulative form of first and second condition, and then using that cumulative form with this third form I am going to find out the answer. So what I got? I got 61. So let us check. If I divide 61 by 8, what will be the remainder? 8 into 7, 56, 5 will be the remainder. If I divide 61 by 9, what will be the remainder? 9 into 6, 54. Remainder is 7. So till now, 61 is the least possible number which is when divided by 8 leaves a remainder of 5, and which is when divided by 9 leaves a remainder of 7. We got the first number 61 as that number which satisfies these first two conditions. But we have got the least number. If someone asks us, suppose for the time being you forget this part, this third part. For the time being, please forget it. And look at only these two parts, first and second part. In this first and second part, if some question is something like this, that a number n which is divided by 8 leaves a remainder of 5, and a number n which is divided by 9 leaves a remainder of 7. What is the largest possible number of the form of n? Or what is the smallest possible number of the form of n? So how we are going to solve this? This now I will show you. Till now, please write down this thing. I am going to rub it. And please jot it down in your copies. It is very important because these things are the best way of solving this question.